Weasel, what time did I leave Joey Pipe's birthday party last night?
It is no surprise that you don't remember, Brian. You are as fucked up a human being as I have seen in quite some time. But truth be told, I do not remember either. I was pretty annihilated myself, and I was too busy in the middle of the dance floor mimicking the fist pump dance that I saw Mike the Situation and DJ Pauly D doing on MTV's Jersey Shore to pay attention to what your hammered ass was doing. In any case, I would venture to guess that your departure was not one that was voluntary.
I as well have been watching MTV's Jersey Shore, and to be completely honest with you, Weasel, if you and I were not passionate gay love-making partners, I would totally hook up with Snooki. She is certainly not the hottest guidette on the beach, but I certainly wouldn't go so far as to say that she was a zoo creature or a grenade that would require a wingman's hopping onto her. And no Guido could deny that her vivacious spunk and zest are as contagious as they are alcohol-induced. But to your other point, yes, I was indeed totally wrecked at Joey Pipe's birthday party last night. In fact, the last thing I remember seeing was Joey Pipes in the middle of the dance circle that had formed around him and the crowd cheering him on as he unveiled his newest dance move that he himself made up, called the Rhode Island Racing Stripe.
Oh, I remember that. I was happy that the Rhode Island Racing Stripe was such a success, for Joey has been practicing that move for quite some time now. Joey Pipes has always been a very dedicated dance innovator. Often when I call him to hang out, he tells me that he can't because he has to practice his latest number, naked in front of a full-length mirror. And for some reason he likes to videotape these naked dance practicing sessions, which is an exercise I do not agree with, given that his entire library of naked dancing films could one day be stolen and sold on the open market for crack cocaine or other illicit substances.
I also disagree with his practice of videotaping himself practicing dance moves naked in front of a full-length mirror. And I find it very tasteless when he forces me to watch the videos with him and then asks me my opinion on his latest moves. I really am unable to provide him with any meaningful commentary, for the sight of his gyrating naked body is just too distracting.
Well, in any event, I can honestly say that I was completely bombed last night. And I hope Patrick is not still mad at me for my part in ruining his plans to surprise Joey Pipes with a spontaneous recreation of the Oreo cookies and slip and slide session that Joey Pipes enjoyed so much at the stag party last week. Patrick was so pissed at us when he realized that we used his ration of the Oreo cookies to twist on one another's engorged nipples, and that we gave away the slip and slide to Julio, our Moroccan cabana boy, in exchange for his agreeing to mow our lawn on a hot day in nothing but his white high-top sneakers and a bright teal pair of thong underpants.
Speaking of sexy man undies, why don't you get out of that suit and into that lacy pink garter belt I bought for you on my recent trip to Montenegro? You are always so uptight and she when we come to the Turkish bathhouse.
I wouldn't dare give you the satisfaction, you perverted Neanderthal. Besides, I enjoy the way the sweat feels as it gathers on the crest of my neck underneath my Windsor knot and freshly starched Brooks Brothers collar.
Don't get your cummerbund in a knot, you pompous Tinkerbell. I would hold you down on those hot coals in the corner if I didn't think you'd enjoy it.
Your hat looks stupid. You look like Crocodile Dundee's overweight cousin, Hippopotamus Dundee.
You were cute when you were angry. The way your large nostrils flare open like the dilating pupils of a new lover makes me want to pour a gallon of marmalade on myself and roll around in the pit of gumdrops and raisins.
This true. How do you always know just what to say to me to melt my heart like so much butter on a toasted pumpernickel muffin?
I just try to remember why I love you so much. I try to think about the good times. Like that rainy day during our last weekend trip to Thailand. We cuddled in bed all day together. I couldn't tell where the halo of hair atop your head ended and my mat of chest hair began.
I drifted in and out of slumber all day until the room service was delivered. I had the flaky crescent rolls with a side of jam and you had the poached eggs Benedict.
I remember. But if you recall, I made sure to order an extra cup of chilled béarnaise sauce on the side so that I could have enough to drizzle it on you as well as on my poached eggs.
I remember. I felt like a sexy slab of beef tartare, and I was most surprised when Totongo, the Tahitian tower boy, agreed to wait silently in the corner and stare at the floor while we fed each other delicious stuffed figs and plantain bananas, so that he could be the lucky Pierre in our subsequent frolic, which began in the rumpus room and carried us all the way to the boudoir.
Indeed. I will never forget Totongo, for he was as curious as he was strapping.
Well, on that titillating note, we should get going. Your enormous sand dollar nipples are beginning to prune from the fountain of cleavage sweat pouring down your man bosoms, and I really must get home to put out some saucers of warm milk for the cats.
Fair enough.
This time, when we conclude our post-steam room bathing, please do not lash me with your wet towel, as I vulnerably use my towel to conduct a vivacious body floss and otherwise dab myself dry without the aid of my glasses.
Weasel, your attempt at reverse psychology is as ineffective as it is transparent.
'Tis true, for it is your booming baritone burliness and unique brand of machismo that enticed me from the outset.
Well then, after you.
I don't think so, Brian. I'm not falling for that one again.